my name is Devin Lynn, and I'm a middle school teacher here in Tallahassee, Florida.
Hi, my name is Keely Smith, and I am an ESC teacher here in Leon County.
I teach at a school that is predominantly black, and in fact, currently I do not teach any white students in any of my classes. And some things that I've gotten to see from getting to know these students and some struggles that I've seen that they face. Number one is my students are extremely aware of the negative perceptions that come with being an African American. My students, when we talk about any kind of current event issues, my students have a very real understanding that they have different struggles than other people. When the topic of police brutality comes up, which my students actually seek to bring up a lot, they are very confused by it, they're frustrated by it, and they really do want to talk about it, but I know that a lot of times they feel like they can't. My students also do not know how to speak about whiteness, and anytime my students want to talk about a white person, they say, not to be racist, but this white kid, they don't know if they're supposed to say Caucasian or white, and they're constantly seeking not to offend when they speak about race, and they're worried about not offending me when I say it's not racist to mention, you know, that I'm a white woman or anything like that. And my students definitely struggle with perceptions of themselves and the way that they are allowed to think about other people and talk about other people.
I work at a middle school here in town, and I believe it is probably the most diverse middle school in Leon County, which I'm very fortunate to work there and to work with the students that I get to. But as an ESC teacher, I still, even at probably the most diverse school, I still see just that overrepresentation of African American students in special education. And when I was going through school and when I was beginning to learn about how to be a culturally relevant teacher, and I was really focused on trying to help all ESC students, one thing that just kept coming up over and over again is that overrepresentation of black students in special education, and then on the other side of that is underrepresentation of minority students in general, but particularly African American students in gifted education or advanced programs. I do see that in my classroom that the majority of my students are still African American, and it's interesting because that is just a product of systemic racism.
My students definitely struggle when they're interested in things that aren't basically being an athlete or being a rapper, which in mainstream American society are mostly what you're going to see black people excel in. Obviously, you know, we know that as a black American you can become a CEO, you can become President of the United States, but my students are still learning to see that these are aspirations that they can attain. And my female students really struggle with their dreams and what they can want to be, and it's very difficult for them to tell me any occupation that they want to be. And they often just say, you know, I think I'll probably go to college, or I'll probably graduate, but as far as a job that they want to do, they really struggle with and rarely are able to say what their dreams are for themselves, because there aren't a ton of aspirations that are seen, and not a ton of things that you're going to see from black women in society that they know that they can attain.
One thing that I'm really thankful for is the fact that my school looks at a child and looks at the whole need of them. They don't say, you know, well, we're just their teachers, this is all we can do. We can't fight what's going on at home. We can't fight if they come hungry. We can't fight these different things, but there's so many programs set up in many schools all across the county and the country where there are programs available to meet the whole needs of a child.